Hey everyone, welcome to South Korea. And on today's walking tour, we're starting off at the Gyeong train station. However, this is the last stop on the Yongin Everline. Now, this is an elevated train here in South Korea, which is very similar actually to the Miami Metro Mover, if you've been familiar with any of our Miami, Florida walking tours. This is a completely autonomous and driverless light rail connecting a major theme park called the Everline theme park to the Seoul Metropolitan Subway. As you can see right here, you have the 3 train. This will take you directly into Seoul, Korea. I would say the Gangnam district is about 45 minutes away, so it's extremely convenient. If you think about commuting to New York City on the Long Island Railroad or the Metro North, you could be in the suburbs, jump on the LIRR or Metro North, and kind of be wherever you need to be in Manhattan in roughly 35 to 40 minutes. So this is really a perfect town for that. It's extremely modern. You have top of the line, brand new, state-of-the-art infrastructure. And today we're going to be doing a complete walking tour around the city here. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing you'll notice is obviously the cleanliness. Everything is extremely clean here, extremely safe. And you have these shopping malls that are built on top of the train stations. This is a Starbucks Reserve Roastery store here. And you have all the subway infrastructure that kind of connects to all the condos and apartments. So if you were to walk directly up these stairs or take this escalator, this will connect you to that Yongin Everline, that fully autonomous, kind of elevated Metro Mover thing, if you will. And it's unbelievable inside that train station, by the way. Every single train station here in Korea has its own little shopping mall and universe underground. It's crazy. You have cafes, coffee shops, like full-blown restaurants. It's very cool. You have some more shops and things over here. Tons of convenience stores and coffee shops. You have this mega coffee place, Compost Coffee. And then you have a twosome place, which is yet another cafe and coffee shop, on top of having the Starbucks Reserve Roastery right here. It's about 11:30 a.m. So we're past the peak rush hour time. Everybody's in the office working. And then above all these buildings and all the subway tracks, you have all the apartments. So it's like very conveniently set up. I think the urban planning here couldn't be better. The infrastructure is great. You have these walking bridges above all the major highways, so you don't have to like cross the street. It's very well thought out. You have living space, you have a lot of public outdoor space with children's playground, great cycling infrastructure, great running infrastructure. And the apartments have these unbelievable views of the mountains. And for some context, we're right on the border of Suwon, which is another great place here in South Korea. But Yongin, I'm very, very interested in, particularly if I was ever going to buy something in Korea, like a single family home or a duplex or something like that. They have great communities in the mountains. About a 5-minute walk, you're right in the subways here, and 45 minutes, you're at the World Trade Center in the Gangnam district. So you really have the best of both worlds. It's amazing. Here you see across the street you have more apartments, coffee shops. You have a Baskin Robbins over there. And then across the street on this side, you have a huge outdoor space, public outdoor space with children's playground, really everything you could imagine. And you have all the main bus terminals that will take you into Seoul as well. And across the street you have the Lotte Castle. It's a really nice day today here in Korea. It's about 87 degrees and bright sunshine. The climate in the summer in Korea is very, very hot and humid, which I like. Not everybody likes that. But the winters get very, very cold and very, very snowy. Here you have another entrance to the subway. So the yellow line, generally speaking, that's the main Seoul Metropolitan subway, which will take you right into the city. Like I said before, about 45 minutes, you'll be in the Gangnam district. And then the green line is called the Yongin Everline, which is the elevated, fully autonomous Metro Mover type subway. Here you have some Korean street food. They sell tteokbokki, rice cakes, fish cakes, things like that. Now I'll take you inside the train station just so you could see how impressive it is in there. When it gets very hot and humid, this is where most of the people hang out, obviously when they're not at work. Another quick thing I'd like to point out is almost every single bus stop or taxi stop in Korea is fully temperature controlled, air conditioned, heated, and they have places to sit down and charge your phone. And this is everywhere throughout Korea, which is pretty impressive. And it somehow manages to stay extremely clean and everything works. Like all of the outlets work all the time. Those things don't really smell like cigarettes, so people are like very, very cognizant to keep it nice for other people in the community. We'll check out the Reserve Roastery. It's really modern in here, really quite nice. And it looks pretty brand new as well. Koreans are very, very big on cafe culture. And then this will connect into this big mall. There's 7 stories here with an outdoor rooftop terrace and garden on the 7th floor. And again, this all connects to the subway. So you can get off the train or the Yongin Everline and come directly into here, which is pretty cool. I think if we take the escalator up 1 floor, there'll be this massive food court. It says Olive Young coming soon. Olive Young is an extremely popular cosmetics brand. We'll take the escalator up 1 more, just so you can see the food court. But I really just wanted to stress on the urban planning fact. It's very well laid out, I should say. You have all the apartments and the condos essentially built on top of all this infrastructure. So you don't really have to walk that far of a distance outside. You can go right from your apartment directly to all this shopping and directly to the trains and the buses. Here's the food court here. Oh yeah, they have these robotic kind of waiters and waitresses that go around. You can kind of see them right here. They have these all throughout Korea, which is pretty cool. And it looks like they have a Muji store in the back too. Now keep in mind there's 7 floors of this, so it just keeps going up. Here's the Muji. This is like a very nice Japanese brand. This seems to be American themed. You have an American flag on the back. We'll go ahead and exit, and then we'll go down into the subway, just so you can see what it actually looks like down there by all the trains. We'll go ahead and exit by that Starbucks Reserve Roastery again. And here's the directory, if anybody's curious. The 7th floor is that outdoor garden, which is pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and check out the Yongin Everline. But before we do that, I just want to quickly show you some of the walking infrastructure and the cycling infrastructure. So under the Everline, they actually made it really nice. There's like impromptu workout places, places to ride bikes, all this really cool art out here. And you also have a golf course. That's another thing that's very popular in Korea, is golf. So much golf, particularly indoor golf simulators. They're obsessed with it. So here we are under the train tracks, and they set it up really nice. They have picnic benches, picnic tables, all this really nice artwork, and again, a bike path and a cycling path. And this will take you along the entire line here, which is pretty cool. This is the main Yongin sign. And then down here, they separate it very nicely. So if you walk down these steps, you have this dedicated biking and walking lane all along the river, which is super nice. So after work, you can come here, have a nice run, enjoy the water. Again, lots of great infrastructure. You have these walking bridges everywhere that connect right to the subway. You also have a lot of these e-scooters and e-bikes. Under here is a place to put your bikes. So if you're commuting into the city, you just leave your bikes right under here. You don't even have to lock them up, which is crazy. That's another thing I noticed about most parts of Korea. I guess it's such a high trust society and culture that people leave their baby strollers around, they leave their bikes around, and they don't really have a fear, I guess, of anybody stealing them, which is a little odd to me, but okay, and this is the main connection to the Everline. And here is the map of the entire transit system in Korea. This is the Seoul Metropolitan Railway. I think I've taken the GSX or the GTX one time, which is like it's like a high-speed rail system in Korea, which is pretty incredible. Here you can see you can make a connection to Suwon and Seoul. Here's another thing I noticed about Korea. There's no turnstiles. Isn't that strange? I don't believe this would ever work in New York City. Like, they just trust you to pay your fare. Like, there's no blockade, there's no nothing. So you just tap your card here and it says 감사합니다. It says thank you for paying. And you just go through. But there's no gates, which is crazy. Anyway, I'll just take you up so you can see what it looks like up there. Here you see the Everline right here. And these are the main escalators up to the platform. Okay, and this is the main entrance to the subway. You could actually see the Everline pulling up to the station right now. And every single station in Korea has these glass protector walls, so nobody could ever accidentally fall onto the tracks or get pushed onto the tracks, so it's extremely, extremely safe. Another cool thing is it lets the people off on this side, and it lets the people on this side. And again, this is the elevated tracks. But it's very bright, very clean up here. I'll go ahead and take you down to the connection to the Seoul subway. We'll take the stairs here. Okay, now we're going to go back out and make the connection. Also, plenty of public restrooms here. So this will take us all the way underground to the subways. You can kind of see a little bit outside. And then these are the elevators. You're going to start to notice down here too, it's like a whole other world. Every single subway station that I've been to in Korea has a network of its own. Public restrooms, places to eat, different shops, vending machines. You'll see right as we get off here. And a lot of places to sit down. As you can see here, if you go through those gates, you can just get on the train and it'll take you directly into Seoul, the Gangnam district, in about 40 minutes. You have a Krispy Kreme donut shop here. This side will take you to Suwon or Incheon, which is near the airport. If you go down the tracks here, you can get the train. The other side is to Seoul. Here you have kind of like a 7-Eleven style convenience store. And then again in every station, you have really nice and very, very clean public restrooms. You also have a nursery for young mothers, and they make it kind of nice. They kind of put some greenery around here. It's very cool. So that was where we came from, the Yongin Everline. But we are now going to go here. And head back up and out. Now keep in mind, this is kind of like the suburbs, I would kind of describe it as, right? Yongin. It's not really the middle of the big metropolis. And even so, the infrastructure is insane in terms of public transportation, getting around, having different places to go to, shops, restaurants, grocery stores. This side you have the exit to the parking lot, which I guess I'll show you because it's good for context. If you remember a little bit further back in the video, we did a tour of the Starbucks Reserve Roastery and all the different stuff in that shopping mall. This is just the basement floor or the ground floor in the mall. So again, the urban planning is unbelievable because you can get right off the train, and before you go home to your apartment, you don't even have to walk outside. You can just come right in here and get some shopping done. It's pretty impressive. This is the Olive Young, which is the Korean cosmetic store that's extremely popular. And this is the grocery store. This is the Lotte Premium Food Mart. Place to get your nails done. We'll go back out and head out the other way. And we'll go up to the street level. Let's see if we can go in this entrance. I think you have to go around the other side. Might as well just quickly show you a Korean grocery store, just for some context. And the reason why I'm so impressed, again, like, this isn't the main city. This is a little teeny suburb, but it seems like a massive city with all this modern infrastructure. 안녕하세요. So again, right from the subway, never have to go outside. You can just come right into the grocery store. And it seems pretty good. It seems very clean. Very well organized. This is the meat section over here. Pork belly and things like that. Here's your steaks. Self-checkout over here. Dippin' Dots. And then right back out into the main mall. The produce section looks really good. So we are at B1. This is the supermarket, F or 1F. sportswear, fashion, that's street level. Family theme park is on the 6th floor. And the 7th floor is the rooftop garden, which is really nice. I was up there earlier today. We won't go there on this tour, maybe later. But it's really awesome. Very impressed. Okay, now we're back to the connection to the subway, and we're just going to take the escalator back up to the street level, and this will take us to the exact spot where we started the walking tour. And here we are at the main Gyeong station. And great transfers to taxi cabs and all that stuff. We'll take a quick peek over the bridge here that we're walking on, just so you could take a look at the water. And on either side of the river, you have those bike lanes, walking paths, really quite nice. And looking over this way, this is the city of Suwon. This is something else I love about Korea. When you're waiting to cross the street, they have these umbrellas that you could stand under. Oh, I forgot. Another very cool feature about the urban planning here is that at night, you can't really see it now, but the crosswalk will light up green or red in accordance of when you could walk or not. You could see it here. So these little LED lights, I'm not sure if you could see it in the sun, but they should be blinking green right now. And when you can't walk, it'll be blinking red. Now we'll head into the town. This is going to be a little bit older infrastructure, but you're going to have a lot of bars, restaurants, shops. This looks like a nice Korean barbecue restaurant here. You can kind of see the K barbecue, I should say filters or fans. And then yet another entrance to the subway right here. Cafe and pub. They probably serve chimak here, which is chicken and beer. It's very popular in Korea. More restaurants. And everything's really cheap. 30,000 Korean won. And this is sushi. This is like seafood. So this is, you know, in New York, very expensive stuff. Take a mini shortcut through here just so we can get back on the main road, look at some other shops and things. And then I will be heading into Seoul. Here's another seafood restaurant. This looks like some sort of hot pot. Like I was talking about earlier, the variety of choice you have here to eat is pretty unbelievable. Another spot here. Another coffee cafe. We've probably counted maybe over 10 coffee cafes so far in just this little square inch area. Korean 7-Eleven. I kind of like the juxtaposition from the ultra-modern new infrastructure and some more of the small town, quaint and quiet. Here's a Chimak place. Chicken and burger. And chicken and beer. That is extremely popular here in Korea. Another thing that's popular besides fried chicken is baked chicken. There's tons and tons of baked chicken places that are unbelievably good. And you can probably get an entire baked chicken in the restaurant with a drink for, I think, 15,000 won it was. So extremely cheap. I'll look it up on my phone because I actually just got it last night. It was about 19,000 Korean won, which is like $14 US dollars, which is crazy. An entire chicken. I'm not too sure if it's maybe the chemicals we put in our food or something like that, but the chicken tastes different here. And I wouldn't necessarily describe it as the chicken is dry, but it's not so overly crazy. I don't know how to explain it. I think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. But it's not so overly stimulated, I guess. And I think that's how chicken is actually supposed to taste. It's not supposed to be this massive, bloated thing. Maybe that's all the hormones we put in the chicken in the US. Who knows? Here's another little coffee house here. And a Korean pizza shop. Yeah, you can get a whole pizza for 17,000 won, which is a little over $10. Because I think 15,000 won is like 11 bucks, 12 bucks. That's not bad. And then across the street is some of the main office centers. You can see Volkswagen, I think, is there. There's also a major university and hospital in this town as well. But I'm gonna head back into Seoul now. But if you guys enjoyed that walking tour of the Yongin, South Korea, and a little bit of a tour of the subways in South Korea, more so in the suburbs, feel free to leave a like on the video. Thanks so much for joining, and as always, we'll see you all in the next one. Take care.